I have reached the end. Everything is said, but I want something more. I want more than the second. I want a static eternity in which all things remain. I want a time of misery because my eyelids do not close to sleep, nor do they open my eyes to see. Why am I breathing? Because I am. Why are there all the cats in the neighborhood? This is no place for cats, the neighbors say. There are too many and there is not enough grain to feed them. I want it all in every second. But I can only have the whole of this second. This, everything I have, is not enough, because I want something more. I want clarity. I want to grow, to reach and acquire. Only then will I say, look at me, I have grown and I see clearly, I have arrived where I wanted, I have and I possess. That's what I said to all the girls in my life, who were X in number. And where are they now? Where are the ones I've left in exchange for those who seek me? Nowhere. And why is that? I threw away the key and plunged into the depths. Sensing the corruption that was to come, I preferred to preserve a purity that I now remember as someone else's story, in the depth in which I drowned. Metaphors over metaphors. Houellebecq was right, the bastard. And my idealism, my righteousness did not help me. In fact, I consider myself alone with revelations. And what revelation do I really have? The doctrine of the beautiful child, the doctrine of the heaven, and two other surprising ideas. The first would be that everyone is pretending and the purpose remains hidden from me, as long as I am part of everyone. The second would be that, if everyone pretends, they pretend to be what they were once made of, in illo tempore, as Mircea Eliade would prefer to say. Once they were made, now the creation is simulated. When Jesus began to speak, he spoke of the kingdom of heaven and healed the people. That's what he did. All Christians of all Christianities did not know how to do what Jesus did or speak of the kingdom of heaven, which they did not enter, nor did they allow others to enter. The game goes on today, no matter how much you think you are unaffected. If some people gather to sit together, the state asks them why. This is an illusion, that is, the illusion about human nature, very good the dear, controlled by the oppressive state. The state does not prevent anyone from meeting. If people wanted to be brothers, who could stop them? I saw that something can do change in the world by showing confidence. The trust your parents once showed you, no matter how wrong you were. The state does not know how to trust because it is made of people like you and me who do not know how to trust. If you had nothing to lose, what could be stolen from you? I feel like I'm telling children's stories, and if that's the case, then so be it. But put yourself in the ideal situation. You own nothing, they have nothing to take from you. You can now offer them everything, that is, trust, disinterested or cautious advice, because you also have time to listen. With nothing requiring you to have it, the source of your stress is gone. How much wealth, how much joy would there be if once in a lifetime we celebrate the day of confidence? Because on that day, all those who kept for themselves would no longer save, because by doing so they cannot show trust to everyone. I have always believed that these things can only be done by someone who lives up to what he says. So I figured I could trust myself to carry out the plan. But I was not up to it. The plan was good, the plan was simple, but I couldn't carry it out. Because I was more of an organizer than a messenger. And I was meant to be the message. But maybe it's not too late. Let me be brief with my plan, and then I'll wrap up. I wanted to sell everything I have, to apply the parable of Jesus, about the man who found a treasure in a land. That man sold everything he had and bought that land that contained the treasure. I thought I had to sell everything, and I wanted to do it in a reality show. To organize, register and present all my belongings online, some with sentimental value, some without. I wanted to put on a show, and the result would have been that I could use the money to buy a land where people could come and stay. But am I an organizer? Here it is ultimately the question of the day, the moment and the history. The wind is an organizer and I am not an organizer. Because if I'm an organizer, I'm not a messenger, and if I'm not a messenger, I'll never become the message. A man bought a good piece of land, that's the key. Not all soils are good. Only from the fertile will the apricot grow. The old land is this thick land, with pictures, stories and texts like this solitary conversation, or verse, rather. It is a land where freedom does not sprout, but possession does. Whether in love or in exorcism movies, possession is always bad. And that's why the less you possess, the freer you are to give everything. Only who has it all can give everything. But to have everything, you don't have to possess anything. And these are the beliefs of a lonely soul, in search of the breeze.